Power and endurance are two skills that trumpet players need to develop to be able to find success playing orchestral repertoire. But there's a little bit more nuance than just playing for longer periods of time or just playing louder. So I want to talk about some of that nuance and go over some big picture things, and then I want to share some exercises that you can do in your practice sessions that are going to help you develop these skills. When we're discussing endurance, one of the things that's really important to understand is that if you improve efficiency or you improve your form on the trumpet, you're gonna get more endurance as a byproduct. Think about it this way. If you have someone who's squatting and their form is terrible, they're gonna be able to lift some weight, but it makes sense that if they would just take a step back, improve their form, get everything a little bit more solid, when they came back to that weight, they would just be able to lift it more times because their form is better, they have better force production, and they're just gonna have better lifts as a result. Well, the same thing is true on the trumpet. If you're somebody who is finding yourself manipulating every single note because you don't have a consistent airstream, or because you don't know how to support with your corners, that you're pushing the horn into your face every single time you play something high or loud, you're likely not going to be able to maximize your potential on the trumpet. If you slow down, find some exercises like the ones we share in this video, and you really work with them, you're gonna find yourself being able to support better, have more consistent air, and you're also then gonna find that because you improved your form on the trumpet, you're gonna have more endurance just as a byproduct of that development. To develop more endurance in your playing, I'm going to recommend a protocol that I call 8 measures on, 8 beats rest. All this is you're gonna pick an etude that is like a page in length, maybe longer. I'm gonna use brand orchestral etude number 1 to demonstrate this protocol for you. What you're gonna do is you're going to set a metronome and play the first 8 bars. And then when you hit that 8th bar, you're going to resolve the note or whatever you wanna do. And then you're gonna rest for 8 counts, and then you're going to move on and play the next 8 measures, and then you're going to rest for 8 counts, then play the next 8 measures and rest for 8 counts until you've completed the entire etude. If that felt comfortable, what you're gonna do is in your next practice session, you're gonna do the same thing, play 8 measures of material, but you're gonna rest for 7 counts instead of 8. And then play 8 measures, rest 7 counts, 8 measures, rest 7 counts, until you finish the etude. The next time you practice, if that was comfortable, you're gonna play 8 measures and rest for 6 counts. Play 8 measures and rest for 6. I'm sure you're seeing the pattern here. You're gonna do that until you get to 8 measures of playing, 4 beats of rest. What we're doing is we're starting in a place where it's easy for our chops to recover and maintain playing at a high level. And then as we gradually reduce the rest, we're teaching our chops, how do I recover about the same amount in less rest time? When you hit 4 beats of rest, I wouldn't go below that because it can become hard to stop and take a breath and keep going. So rather than reducing the rest even more, now I would start adding measures of playing. So 12 measures of playing, 4 beats of rest, then 16 measures of playing and 4 beats of rest. However you want to guide that, you want to keep adding them until you get about half of the etude played, 4 beats of rest, and then the other half of the etude. When you reach that point, you're probably just going to be able to play the whole entire etude. And if you can do that, you'll be able to have seen I went from 8 measures of playing, 8 beats of rest, all the way to playing the whole entire thing at a very, very high level where my chops can handle it and get all the way through it. Hopefully seeing that you have developed the ability to play for longer and longer periods of time will give you encouragement and confidence that you have developed this ability and that you can apply it to other things with success. Next, regarding power, it's not just about developing the ability to play louder or with more power. Rather, what you're trying to do is learn how to play with an energized airstream to play with an energized or excited sound. I made a video about dynamics and covering the difference between just playing loudly and playing with a loud sound or a loud color. So I'm going to link that down below if you haven't seen that, because it goes into more depth on this topic. The long and the short of it is you don't want to just focus on being able to physically shove more air through the horn to create a louder sound. Rather, you want to focus on developing the skill of playing with a loud or a powerful sound. We don't want to lose any characteristic aspects of playing with a good trumpet sound, like resonance and intonation and centeredness. And sometimes you can lose those things when you start to force. To develop more power in your playing, you're gonna have to practice playing loudly. There's really no way around the need to explore making those loud sounds and risk making some bad sounds that don't sound like the best loud sound you've ever heard, so you can begin to learn what those feel like and how to control them and how to make them usable for you. You can use a number of different things to do this. The Brandt etudes we just covered are great. You can play basic Arbin exercises or Golden, but play them loudly. What I'm going to recommend though are the Schilke power studies. I like this exercise because it's very simple, it's easy to understand, and it can kind of rock your world, and it's pretty fun when you do it. The website where I found the Schilke power studies has some notes that are attributed to David Bilger, who's the former principal trumpet of the Philadelphia Orchestra and now teaches at Northwestern University. His comments say, and most importantly, the Schilke power studies, should be played as loud as the player can control, with attention being paid to stability of sound and pitch, as well as dynamic. Basically, you don't want to be pushing into pure distortion. You want to have a level of control. You want to be able to make it through the whole exercise, and you want as even of a sound as you possibly can. So the loudest dynamic on all notes that you can control, make sure it's in tune, all of those things. For this exercise, you want to set your metronome for 60 beats per minute and have fun. I hope you found this video helpful in discussing how to develop more power and endurance in your playing. If you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments and I will be happy to answer them. I'm going to leave a link on the screen to a video about flexibility, which is another vital skill that we need to develop to be healthy trumpet players. We'll see you in the next video.